All right, so where was I? Uh, so anyways, yeah, talking about that transcendental experience we get from the 5 mile route. Um, yeah, I just remember, like, I think when I was in my early 20s, Google was still a thing back then, but I don't know, however, like the internet, it was Google, yeah, but I was like Googling like religious experience from running, and I would like go on YouTube, and I was obsessed with runner's high. Like, I was actually obsessed. I would like watch YouTube videos of other people's experiences, like, because um uh and if it wasn't for like, if it wasn't for my pursuit of hormone, like increasing my hormone levels, maintaining my muscle mass, I would say screw it, and I would be a full-time like runner. Like, I would chase that feeling almost every chance I could get. But I'll tell you one thing, uh, I wouldn't be as muscular as I am now. I'd be way thinner if I was doing that much running. But back in my early 20s, I was doing that much running, and I remember it was that transcendental feeling. Like, I'll explain it one more time for you guys, but I'd be on this route, and I knew that I was on Earth. I was I knew I was there. Like, all the surroundings are just the same, yet I was in this like slightly other dimension while I was gaining those miles, while I was like out there in the world, and it would become transcendental, almost like a religious experience. And it was something that I was obsessed with that feeling. It was beautiful. Like, I remember getting back, and even like the clothes I was wearing for that run, I would like associate that with the high. So I was like, okay, I got to remember exactly what I was wearing. I was getting a little obsessed. I was like, I have to remember exactly like the clothing I was wearing, as if that had anything to do with the high. But I was like, okay, I gotta chase that high and remember how I got it, because I didn't want to forget how to have that high. So it was amazing. But I don't do that anymore. I really slowed down on the mileage, and now I'm only doing like one run every other night, and it's only like 1 to 2 miles, not that 5 mile run that I used to do. But I cherish those memories. It was amazing. Yeah, it almost like a religious experience. That's what 5 miles felt like to me. 5 miles was enough to give me that feeling. And I don't even know, like, but my body was also um, seasoned for that mileage. If I were to go out and do 5 miles now, I don't know if my body would like it very much. But my body was so used to those 5 miles. So it was like, I knew, like, my body knew what it was getting into. So anyways, yeah, now I'm more about optimizing hormones. Um, and really, with that much running, you're not optimizing testosterone. You're not optimizing like muscle mass or any of that stuff. You are, however, with running distance, you are optimizing. What's that hormone called? It's like the miracle grow for your brain. It 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 increases the density of neurons in your hippocampus when you run. It's Can someone Google that for me, please? It was like this. It's like this hormone that, if even it even happens with not endorphins, no, but it happens even with like sprinting. But definitely more so with the running distance. You get this hormone that, like neurogenesis. No, it's not oxytocin. No, but you get like this neurogenesis, and like I said, it's like miracle grow for your brain is what it's called. Someone Google miracle grow for your brain. It's not dopamine. Dopamine is the reward hormone. That's the reward hormone. Oxytocin is the love hormone. Endorphins are the painkiller hormone. There's another hormone that is secreted, and the reason is really interesting. The reason why this hormone is secreted is because back in the day when we were hunter-gatherers, it helped, like, you know how I said it densifies neurons in the hippocampus? Hippocampus is your memory part of your brain. So it helped you remember how to get back to the tribe if you were out on a hunting trip. So your brain sprinkled this miracle grow in your brain so that you could remember landmarks and all sorts of stuff to find your way back to the tribe so you didn't get lost. That's so interesting. Like, that's why we get this. Now, cortisol's a stress hormone. There's another hormone. Why can't I remember it? I'm just gonna have to Google it, okay? I'm just gonna Google this. But yeah, it's no, you don't have to, you guys. Okay. It's what the heck? It's BDNF. BDNF. Oh my god. Okay, so BDNF is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It is a hormone that is secreted when you run long distance and a little bit when you sprint. And that is a hormone that increases neuronal density in your hippocampus. And that will allow you to get back to the tribe because you remember landmarks and stuff. So that's why it makes sense that if you go out for a run, you're going to be able to find your way back to the tribe. So that's and which is really good because in this day and age, people are living longer. So now there's more increased risk of Alzheimer's, dementia, and BDNF, it decreases your risk so much of Alzheimer's, dementia, stuff like that, because it's like miracle grow for your brain. It helps guard against that type of thing. So just another side benefit. All the other benefits. Running is just an amazing sport. Like I said, the only reason I don't run distance anymore is because the only reason I don't run distance anymore is just because I don't want to be super skinny and have low testosterone levels. And when you run long distance, you decrease your testosterone. It sucks because I really miss those transcendental runs. 900. Actually, I checked and it was like in the 7s. Still though, I mean, I would love to have close to 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. I mean, that would be amazing. I mean, they say that men at the turn of the 20th century, those men that were building the railroads that crossed North America, they'd lift these big rail parts and they'd lay the railroads. Like, these guys were freaking jacked, and they were the average testosterone back then was 1,200 to 2,000. That's a lot more than now. 1,200 to 2,000, crazy high testosterone levels back in the turn of the century. And now it's the average is really low. It's 300 to 900. It's that's terrible. that's just awful. It's sad. I don't want that. I want to be close to 1,000. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that's why I don't run as much anymore. Seriously, like I would love to take up running again like I used to. It's just it's not worth it for that reason. And yeah, the highs were amazing. At those transcendental experiences while I was, back in the day when I was running, those were amazing. Um, 898? Seriously? That's awesome. So that's why I scaled back my running. Like, that's why I didn't want to give up running because I love it. But interestingly enough, I actually did achieve runner's high from 1.42 miles. Now, the reason I remember how long it was is because that's one of the routes that I still do regularly. And I remember one time, it was like a summer night, and I was feeling like a little bit stressed out that day. So I remember that evening I just went out for that run and I hammered it. I went hard, and I got back. I remember coming back in the house, and I was like, I could feel the high, the runner's high, like the I was like, oh, it was potent. I was like, whoo, it's wonderful feeling, just the bliss. That's why runner's high comes from a molecule called anandamide, which is an endocannabinoid. We have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies, and anandamide is an endocannabinoid. And anandamide actually comes from the Sanskrit word for bliss. So, so you actually do get bliss. You can experience that bliss from running. Why did I slow down from running? Well, because I didn't want to decrease my testosterone levels. So as nice as that high you would get from, like, you would get the runner's high, as nice as that feeling was, I wanted to start to increase my testosterone levels so that I would have that, that feeling of taking on the world every day, like grabbing the bull by the horns and having that like super positive, energetic, optimistic feeling that you would have with high testosterone levels. That runner's high is fleeting. That's the thing about it. Is you get the runner's high, it's you get it, it starts to like, it's like waking up from a dream. It's almost like, that's like maybe a bad example, but like, it's like waking up from a dream. Like, you remember that you wake up from the dream and you're like, oh, I remember bits and pieces, and then it starts to fade. You're like, what? I don't know what happened. Oh, yeah. That's like runner's high. You get back from the run, it's like there. You're like, it's potent, and then it's just slowly starts to go a little bit. Like, that's kind of like runner's high, so it's fleeting. Having high testosterone levels, on the other hand, it's like it gives you that oomph for the day, and it's like a great feeling. And testosterone levels are highest in the morning, so you wake up and you already feel good if you had a decent workout the day before. Like, you lift weights, your body's well rested, you feel awesome. And another way to get high testosterone levels, so aside from lifting weights, so decreasing your mileage from running if you are a runner, lift weights, compound lifts, deadlifts, squats, do it for me, weighted pull-ups. If you really struggle, like you put on a lot of weight on those weighted pull-ups, holy, that's gonna boost your test. And then hill sprints. If you really give it your all and you feel that burn in your quads, you feel it burning as you approach the top of the hill, and then you're like winded, you get up there and you're like gasping for air. If you can get to that point for 10 repetitions, then you will have that test, boost. Running too many miles decreases test for many reasons, but one of them being that running distance increases cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and testosterone is an androgen hormone. One of them is catabolic, muscle eating. The other is anabolic, muscle building. So they're inversely related. So as soon as you start to increase your cortisol, your testosterone starts to decrease. And distance running will sustain your cortisol levels. However, if you do like 1 or 2 miles of running, your cortisol levels shouldn't elevate that much. So you can still get the joys of running if you keep it in the 1 to 2 mile range. So yeah, you can still enjoy running if you do it that way. So that's what I do these days. I rarely go over 2 miles. Just because it's not worth it. Yes, the runner's high. Oh man, I should tell you guys about the runner's high I had in 2013. That one is the most potent I've ever had, but it was from 12 kilometers. It was a lot, guys. It was on this March evening. It was sleet. There was ice sticking to the signs and sliding down the signs. Just horrible conditions. And I went out there. I ran to this is at nighttime, so I ran to a local high school outdoor track. I did 26 laps on the outside ring, and then I ran back to my house. And I remember when I was running back to the house, my feet felt like they were made of cement. I was like, oh, it was so difficult. And I was each step on the road, slush exploded out below my shoes because there's slush forming on the roads. So it was psh, psh, psh. And I remember I got back to the house and I had the most potent runner's high I have ever had in my life. That goes down as the number one most potent experience. I remember I got back and I could not stop smiling. I was in my driveway and I was like, it was so potent. That was the most potent runner's high I've ever experienced. That was from 12K, terrible conditions at night, it's cold, wet, slushy. It was the worst, it was awful weather conditions, but yet that went down right there as the number one most incredible runner's high. It was one of the most incredible feelings I've had in my whole life. So if you really want to dedicate yourself to running, you can achieve those highs. But I just, these days, the way I am, I want to have decent muscle mass. I want to have decent hormone levels, optimized hormone levels. So I scaled all that running way back. But if you guys hadn't met me back in those days, I was just so dedicated to running. And yeah, but we'll see, we'll see. I really enjoyed having this pretty decent physique now. I mean, my physique wasn't bad back then, but it's definitely more chiseled and more muscular now because I've scaled way back on the running and increased my HIIT training, weightlifting, all that type of thing. So that's where I am now. Anyways, guys, that was fun. I enjoyed that discussion. But yeah, that's why I do what I do, guys. I've been doing fitness for more of my life than I haven't been.